Stop binge eating. Don't let your emotions rule your stomach. If your eating is out of control, discover ways to curb your appetite. You will need self-control, a replacement action, healthy food choices, and a confidant. Binge eating disorder is a serious condition. If you show symptoms, seek medical attention. Step 1. Determine the cause of your binge eating. About half of all sufferers are depressed or have a history of depression. Prescription medication and therapy may help. Step 2. Stop the cycle. Make a decision to put an end to unhealthy eating habits. Step 3. Keep less food in the house than you normally do. Removing the temptation may cut down on overeating. Step 4. Eat healthy foods. Get rid of the chips and soda and replace them with fresh fruits and water. If you break your new good habits, don't be hard on yourself. Realize you're not perfect and then get back up and keep moving forward. Step 5. Find a replacement activity. For instance, instead of binge eating, try exercising or meditation, or get involved in a volunteer organization. Step 6. Share your journey. Talk about your struggles with a trusted friend or support group, and you may end up encouraging them too. Did you know? Binge eating disorder is the most common eating disorder, affecting about 3% of American adults, most often between the ages of 46 and 55.
There you go. So you have a very good idea. I think we gave out some really great tips there on how you can break the cycle of binge eating and get yourself back on the right track, didn't we?
Yes. But it differs when it comes to a child. So you need more support than adult.
Because child can't really go about doing it alone, can they?
Yes, because then it becomes a pattern for them, because children are more routine. So then, of course, it's 100% effort from the adult should be put in.
Definitely. And what are the changes that should be made within our society to really change this perception of body image and how you look at yourself in the mirror? You know, how you can be happy with yourself when you look at yourself in the morning each day?
Oh, honestly, I think it's already too late sometimes, because it's all about what you look is already there 99%. Right? It's sad to say, right? So as adults, at least we should change this concept in our young ones, because it is not so important to look so good. It's about what you are inside, and
being
to healthy, plus the fact that everyone is unique, because what happens is we keep on measuring ourselves to somebody else, which is not going to go far, right? So healthy, of course, as you mentioned, but more than that, it is what is inside you is important than what is outside.
We do not want a population of clones, each looking like the other. It's nice to be in a society where everyone is unique and they can be appreciated for how unique they are. But on something of the same subject, I want to ask you now, when it comes to children, how important is exercising? Even daily, or should it be done daily, or maybe thrice a week? As children anyway run around and use up a lot of energy. They do, usually. But consciously getting them to exercise and making it a habit for them, how important is that?
Very important. Basically, for a child who's young as from 2 years, even minimum 1 hour exercise, not like in the form of going to a gym, but any form of output where it's sports or exercise, more the better, because that's the time their body is developing and they have enough energy, and that strengthens their muscles plus their bones. Right, but for average adult like us, I think the doctor's recommendation is minimum 20 minutes a day.
And that's something that everyone should really try to get in, right? It doesn't mean that you have to go to a gym maybe, but maybe
any form of physical exercise.
So would something like walking up the stairs instead of taking the elevator, I've heard things like this on different how-to videos as well, earlier on in different shows. So do those things count as well, just a little bit each day?
Everything counts in small doses. I always feel that it's something to balance, because if you eat and if you sit around the whole day, I mean, you're not really burning energy, you're just consuming. The only energy you're burning is in your mind, so maybe you don't need so much of food which you take in to sit in one place and work. So you should know how much you took in, and then accordingly try to work it out, like at least a walk.
And lots of people are also turning towards things like diet pills and juice diets, things like that to I don't know, detox themselves and make themselves healthy again. Do these things actually work? I mean, what's your take on it, Arundhati, personally?
I wouldn't know what the outcome is, because that is not my subject, but as my personal opinion, I really don't believe in these things, because my point of life is, I think we have always this natural factor of life, because we cannot go against nature, right? So if you are if you have balanced meals, and if you have plenty of water, and you balance your input with your output, I think that's the best way. But as you spoke about people becoming very conscious about themselves, it's I think again a health orientation should be in mind, not image orientation. So balancing that, I don't think there's any harm in it either.
Definitely. And once you're a healthy person, the beauty that you have inside will just automatically come out as well. So you don't need to resort to anything extreme, which is what we're saying on the show today. It's all, as Arundhati mentioned, it's all about balancing the input and the output, and then you're going to be a happy person anyway. So we hope that this segment on eating disorders really did help you and give you some information about how you can change your life as well as your child's life, or friends, even if anyone you know is suffering from this type of eating disorder. So thank you so much, Arundhati, for being with us on the show, and of course sharing your expertise. As always, it's lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you, Maya.
Alright, so with that we're going to end this segment, but do stay with us, because back on the show we will be speaking to two brothers and two musicians about some very, very exciting things that they're doing here in Sri Lanka. So do stay with us on Good Morning Sri Lanka. We will be right back. We have brought in a lot of cool into our studio this morning right now, and as I mentioned before, just before the break, we're speaking to two brothers as well as two musicians. And now I don't think cool is actually a very appropriate word for what they do. They might not like the word cool. I'll ask them to describe their music, because they are of course rockers. So I think that just goes much deeper than just, you know, cool seems a very shallow word to use actually. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Arjun Das as well as Vijay Das, brothers who are also playing, and they're leading a band called Naviim.
That's right.
And it's great to have you here on the show this morning, gentlemen. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Nice to be here with you.
How do rockers usually start off their mornings?
Okay, we're not always morning people, especially not me.
Okay,
but, so my morning starts somewhere like, say, 10 a.m. and
that's really great. We are very happy that you took the time and you made the effort to get up early in the morning and come to the show today.
It's been quite an effort, but I think it's worth it. You know, it's nice to be here.
And it's very nice to have you here as well. So speaking about Naviim, what type of music do you play? What's the genre that you identify yourselves with? Arjun?
Okay, that's always, like, you know, one of the hardest questions for me to answer, because what we try to do is break free of genres. So, you know, we could call it avant-garde, a bit of fusion, but today what we're here to talk about is a rock release. So there's lots of stuff we do. It's kind of jumbled. So
but what influences you when it comes to your music? Because I know that there are many different types of rock. Then there's metal as well. So then there's alternative, and there's heavy metal and things like that as well. So what type of influences do you really find in your music?
Well, we don't like limit ourselves to just listening to one form of music. We tend to draw inspiration from all sorts of genres and styles.
So you'll find heavy metal, rock, bit of Eastern elements, Carnatic and stuff. And let's see what else.
But you gentlemen look to me like quintessential rockers. Like, you know, you're working the look as well. Like that's why I said a lot of grunge in our studio this morning. Is that a better word? What's the word I should use? I'm like mentally sort of going through all the words I can use.
Me personally, I'm not always wonderful with words, which is why I pick music. So
I see. All right. I picked this as a profession, so I should come up with the words, right?
Yeah, that's up to you.
I'll keep thinking. But till then, was it always like this growing up as brothers? Were you always into music and rock music especially?
Not always. Actually, he got me into rock music. It was Vijay's influence because I think I would have been around 13 when he started playing in a band, and then he brought his first guitar. And he's a left-hander, so he strung it upside down.
Initially.
And
very cool.
It's like now,
till I could afford my own
don't
left
touch
hand
this
bass.
kind of thing. So I used to like sneak around when he's not
You're a
there.
right hand, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I tried to play this, and I'm like, this thing's all wrong. It doesn't. But somewhere down the line, eventually, I think it was one of his friends who gifted me his guitar. He was going abroad or something. He said, here you are, learn and just use it well. So that's when I started really playing, and I felt, it's like home. It feels right, And it started
I
off.
can just imagine that moment here.
Yeah.
Use it well.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
Oh, really? There's a presentation going on there.
Take good care of it.
I see. And do you come from a musical background as well? I mean, a lot of artists in your family, people who are interested in music?
No famous artists that I can recall right now, but I know my great-grandfather used to play the Serafina, what does it called?
I think so. I can't remember.
The accordion.
Something like that.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And my dad was heavily involved with rock company and promoting original music.
Okay.
I don't think he was a musician, but I do have memories, vague memories of him strumming a guitar. I think I do anyway. My memories
Somewhere
can
there,
change.
but it's there, subconsciously when it's there, and you've had the influence from all around you. But what drew you to rock especially? There are so many other genres. I mean, when you strum a guitar that you come across, pop, and there's
Well, while I was
folk.
growing up, I guess I was exposed to a lot of music at that time, and it's hard to really say what was the exact thing that drew me to rock, but something about it just felt right, and the journey started then.
But
ended
as I recall, I think there was always rock music in our house. I mean,
Yeah,
our
that
dad
is true,
being a
that is
rocker,
true,
he used
yeah.
to
Oh,
play a
dear.
lot of yes.
I hope
Pink
your
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
are happy with that.
Yeah,
And the neighbors.
I think they're very proud as well. And that was from my dad's side, and my mom was into the rock and roll stuff, Elvis Presley, and so it was a nice mix. And I think that music was always in our house, so there's no way it couldn't have influenced us.
And you've given it your own little trademark, and now
Yeah.
you've made it your own. So we have a little snippet of a track that you've recorded as well, playing for you. So we'll play that track for you right now, and then you can tell us what that track is about. There we go. These are all the instrumentals. Are you guys? How many people do you have in the group? Now,
Right now we have 4 with us included. Of course, 2 others. We have a drummer and another guitarist. And this track is called Walk On. It was actually nominated for an award in India, the VIMA Music Awards.
wow. Nominated in which category?
Best rock song.
That's a very, very proud moment for Sri
Lankans.
Lankans.
Talked about that they are putting us on the map.
and it was our first release as well.
Our
Walk
first,
On,
first metal release, and we've
Yeah.
done other stuff.
on this project. Yeah.
So that's really great to hear. But what type of instruments do you play now? On this song, are you playing the instruments?
Yes, I'm playing the guitar and the lead as well as handling vocals, and we
I'm
did
playing
play
bass
bass
on
on
this
it. Drums, of course, we programmed it because I tend to write a lot of the parts, and I find it hard working with musicians always complaining, saying, dude, I can't play that. And I'm like, if I was a drummer, I'd be playing that right now, So thankfully there are computers and you can program stuff. So,
So you get exactly the sound that you
exactly,
want.
that's right.
That's the wonders of modern technology, isn't it? But now you play a very, very interesting instrument. And I'm not very familiar with the types of instruments that this sounds pretty awesome. So let's talk about what you play in the band.
Well, I play a 7-string guitar.
A 7-string guitar?
Yes.
Okay. Usually it's 6 strings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is, and being a 7 actually gives you, for metal it's nice because it gives you that low growling kind of sound,
Oh, so this is a tone that goes even lower than what's usually
Yeah,
down.
the lowest string on a 6 string is E, and this gives you B. So that's pretty low.
That made sense to me. No, it didn't really, but I'm sure if we have musical viewers,
Yeah, I mean the
they
musicians
really
out
got
there will
that.
get what
Yeah,
I'm talking
yes.
about, and then I used to also experiment with weird tuning. So tune it lower than it already is.
I
and
see.
Like this song, Walk On, it's tuned to, well, for all the music geeks out there, it's ADGBE, so it's drop tuned.
Wow,
So, yeah.
okay. So you can do that, that's allowed when you're a musician.
Yeah, I mean, there are no rules.
Yeah,
You
you can experiment.
do whatever you like with it.
And I'm sure that both of you do a lot of experiments when it comes
Yes,
to that.
we do.
Yeah.
But now, you were actually one of the pioneers who brought in this 7-string guitar, right?
That's